Manners as well.
But now, the Whiz Kids, a group of youngsters, some as young as 11, who are perfectly happy driving their parents' cars. Well, of course, they all are, but the thing is, some are safe and some definitely aren't. Richard, now look, a question for you, which any learner driver should be able to answer. What is the braking distance of a car at 70 miles an hour?
Blimey. 250 feet. 250 feet, anyway.
Never pass your test.
Well, let's see if the kids get it right.
30 miles an hour is 75 feet stop, and 50 is 175 feet stop.
70 miles an hour, it's 315 feet. 50 miles an hour, it's 175 feet. And at 30 miles an hour, it's 75 feet.
My mum's driving's quite good. It's not as good as my dad's, though, because my dad's a police driver.
One request that most parents dread to hear is, please, could I borrow your car for the weekend? But what if your child is asking the same question at the age of 11? Well, the parents of these kids have no reservations. Although they're whizzing around a racetrack at a tender age, they all belong to the Under-17 Driving Club, and they're learning road sense under supervision.
My mum was was nervous at first because about letting her car go with me driving it, but now she's just about ready to trust me.
It's quite horrifying when you're sitting there and your 10-year-old son turns round to you and says, "Mum, you're crossing your hands over." They've picked me up on a lot of things, and I hope I'm learning an awful lot from them. I certainly feel it when I am. My mum was absolutely horrified to begin with. But then I explained to her that I felt that he was learning to drive properly as opposed to learning on the road, and that it was a very much safer way.
The meetings normally start here at Castle Combe at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we have a briefing session which will acquaint the drivers and their parents who are doing the instructing with any obstacles they're likely to meet on the course.
The conditions today look pretty good. We've been around the circuit and there's nothing particularly dodgy today. They've rebuilt some parts of the circuit during the last
A lot of the instruction is done by the parents, mothers and fathers, and they normally would take either one or two children out and alternate their sort of go at the wheel.
And from the beginning, they have to negotiate tight corners. They have to know how to park, a skill many drivers never get the hang of. Once they've mastered the basic techniques, they aren't allowed to just let rip on the main circuit. Each driver is given a speed limit according to their abilities. It's only after rigorous tests that they're allowed to drive on their own. But even if they are in the driving seat, they still have a bit of growing up to do.
Okay, Paul?
Yeah.
Right. Check your mirror. Got your seatbelt adjusted?
Yeah.
Okay. Start the engine now.
The aim of the club is to create the safe drivers of the future. The organisers claim that although they're driving at high speeds, they are learning basic safety rules.
I dread to think how I drove when I was 17. My father must have been absolutely scared to death. I think you have to bear in mind the traffic was a lot less than it is now. But unfortunately, I think I did my learning between 17 and 25. And the aim that we've got now is to try and get them to that 25 age barrier, after which hopefully they'll survive. But no, as a 17-year-old, I think I was an absolute maniac.
Well, I think I'll be a safer driver because the club has given me all the practice, and when I get to the highest grade, which is grade X, that is just about the standard of being able to pass your driving test.
I was about 11 when I first drove at 70. We don't have any speed limits. You can see it's a very fast track, but generally speaking we treat it as safely as possible. I've been driving since I was 9 years old, and I passed my test 2 months ago, a week after my birthday. I think the club's made me a lot better driver, a lot safer as well.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile, my curiosity running wild, cruising and playing the radio, with no particular place to go.
What do you think?
Horrific. How'd you stop them borrowing your car?